Good day, welcome. This is your Daily Med with Lady V. Grace and peace from God our Father and from our Lord Jesus Christ. As we continue to talk about prayer, today we will look at the three elements of prayer in St. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 9. St. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 9 tells us, After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So let's look at the three elements as we will see from the model prayer. This is the prayer that Jesus gave to his disciples. We call it the model prayer. Sometimes we call it the Lord's Prayer. Sometimes we say it is the disciples' prayer. But we do know that the disciples saw their master praying, and what great result he got from his Father when he depended upon God and called upon him. So they were not just asking him how to pray out of curiosity, but they have seen a result. So he gave them this model prayer. But many times we vainly repeat it. But as a prayer, he wants us to understand. So he gave them the real structure and the positive meaning of this prayer. Jesus said, After this manner, pray ye therefore. So let this prayer be a pattern for all praying. This includes prayer for our spirit, for our soul, for our body, for whatever we need. So we will briefly look today at the three elements that we see coming out to us. The first element is Godward. The Godward element of prayer. And this is called communion. We are addressing and communing with God. Then the next element we see is the inward element of prayer. It is called petition. Then the third element we see is the outward petition of prayer. It is called intercession. So the three words we are using today of the three elements is communion, petition, and intercession. So one, communion, as we say, is Godward attention. We are giving attention to God. Petition, which is inward attention, and intercession, which is outward attention. So now let me explain the three elements. Communion is that part of prayer which removes every hindrance between God and ourselves, or the one who is making the prayer. It is an act of worship and adoration. It is an attitude of thanksgiving and submission. Communion with God does something to us, to the one who is praying. Next, we move on to petition. Petition is that part of prayer in which we can ask anything according to His will, and He will give it to us. Why? The first element of communion would have been observed. We would have been adhering to the principle of communion. Then when we make the petition, because we are doing it in the right way, we would have been doing it according to the will of God. So communion would have been observed. The petition, we have something done for us. So in petition, we are asking, and God is doing something for us. In intercession is that part of prayer which causes us to lose the element of self and become concerned about others. Normally, when this happens to me personally in prayer, or to someone else I hear praying, I would refer to it as shifting gears. You will be there praying even for your own self, or even communing, and the Lord will just bring somebody to your heart. Either it's their name or their face or whatever the case may be. And then you just shift gear and begin to pray for such person or persons. And we find that you move from communion, you move from petition, and then you enter into intercession. That is when we have something done through us. Intercession is when God is doing something through us for somebody else. So the three elements of prayer, as we see, is taken from the model prayer in St. Matthew chapter 6. When we look at these elements, we want to remember what is communion, what is petition, what is intercession. As we say again, communion is the part of prayer that removes self and the hindrances between God and man. And then God does something to us. Petition is when we look inwardly at ourselves, observe already communion, and we make those petitions. God does something for us. When we look at intercession, is that outward attention of prayer that we are not paying attention to ourselves, but we are paying attention to the needs of others, and then God does something through us. God bless you as we seek to review and revive our prayer life daily with Him. Thank you again for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and don't forget to visit my YouTube channel, Daily Med with Lady.